Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to start off with Mishnayos for my 5th grade Mishnah class. And I'd like to do, if you have a Mishnayos, please take it out and turn to Perek Daled, Mishnah Yud Beis. It starts off with Rabbi Meir Omer. Now, Rabbi Meir says, Have a mena'at be'esek. He says, reduce your business, v'asok b'Torah, and engage in Torah study. Now, let's first find out who Rabbi Meir was. Rabbi Meir is one of the most central figures in the Mishnah. When a Mishnah is not attributed to anybody, it's generally ascribed to Rabbi Meir. The saying goes, Stam Mishnah, Rabbi Meir. He lived in a very turbulent time, in a very difficult time. He was a descendant of Gerim from the family of the Roman Emperor Nero. And though he was one of the main students, Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, he also studied under someone who was called Elisha ben Avuya. In fact, Rabbi Meir remained a student of Elisha ben Avuya even after this Elisha ben Avuya became an apikoros. And there's a whole story about that written in the Talmud, which we'll talk about another time. Rabbi Meir had a very brilliant Talmud Chacham wife, whose name was Bruria, the famous Bruria. She was the daughter of Rabbi Chanina ben Tradion, who was one of the Esora Haruge Malchus. And together, Rabbi Meir and his wife Bruria, the Gemara brings down the story, how they suffered the death of children and other difficulties. Rabbi Meir was forced to leave the land of Israel and to go what today is called Turkey, where he died. But before he died, he asked to be buried near the Mediterranean Sea, where his bones would be washed up by the same waters that reached the shores of the land of Israel. In fact, he was buried not by the Mediterranean Sea, he was buried by the Yam Kinneret, which was in Tveria. And today, up to this very day, his kever is in Tveria that everybody goes to. And Rabbi Meir, it was called Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes. He was called the Master of Miracles because before he died, when his sister-in-law, the story is brought down in the Talmud, when his sister-in-law was taken by the Romans into captivity, and he said to her, anytime you are in real trouble, all you have to say is, Elokah de Meir Aneni, God of Meir, answer me. And things will happen. And the Talmud goes on to tell us a lot of these stories, these miracles that happened with her. Anyways, he's called the famous Rabbi Meir Balanes, which has pushkas, has tzedakah boxes given all over the world. And as a matter of fact, there is a prayer that if somebody loses something, it's a segula, a prayer for locating misplaced objects. And I have one of these hidden, hanging on my fridge and on magnetic board, which it says, anytime there's a pasuk that is said, and the truth of the matter is, I've lost a lot of things many times, and I really have found it. After I said the pasuk, it's weird, but I found it. It really works. If you want to have this segula, please email me or call me. I'll give it to you. Now, Rabbi Meir continues and says, "V'yishval ruach b'fnei kol adam," and be humble before every single person. First, you're supposed to be humble. Humble yourself, with an attitude of humility and respect for other human beings. You will go a long way. And this theme of respect is a constant theme of Pirkei Avos all the way through. Many great men of Pirkei Avos, many Gedolim, many great sages have said to be very, very humble. Now, talking about working less and learning more Torah, it says, the story is told about the famous Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, the founder of the Mussar movement, which he developed in the later half of the 19th century. He was once asked by someone who was an opposer of the Mussar movement, and this is the question. He said, if one has 10 minutes of time to spare from his work during the day, should he spend his time learning Talmud or studying Mussar? And Rabbi Yisrael Salanter answered and said, one should study Musar, then one will realize that more than 10 minutes can be made available for Torah study. And he says, "Min batalta min Torah," and if you neglect Torah study, yesh lecha betelim harbe kenegdecha. If you neglect Torah study, then you will have excuses to neglect it. Somebody wants to neglect something, they always have excuses. Malta b'Torah, but if you labor and learn and try to study Torah properly, yesh lecha sachar harbe litein lach, you have a lot of reward that will be given to you. And this is a very, very important Mishnah. Very, very important Mishnah. And we can still talk about it. If you have any questions, talk to me about it. And that is the lesson for today in Mishnah. We will continue next time. Have a great day and stay well.